The fact of the matter is people are dying because of a medical crisis, you know?
On the issue of addiction, Brianna Feliciano knows what she's talking about.
Just because someone has an addiction problem doesn't mean that's who they are.
The all-American looking San Antonio woman is a stylist. She's also a heroin addict in recovery.
As long as I can remember, I've always had this hole, this huge hole that I felt like I needed to fill with whatever, whoever, and it just wasn't enough.
Now 29, Feliciano says the void inside continued to widen.
Up until I stumbled across my mom's medicine cabinet, and there I found opiates.
She says she began using drugs at 12, marijuana, cocaine, Xanax, you name it. Later as a teen, she discovered heroin.
I just desperately so wanted to feel better, and it seemed like the only thing that made me feel whole was opiates.
For the first time publicly, Brianna shares the reason for the empty feeling she carried in her youth.
I was sexually molested and raped at a young age. It continued to happen as I grew older, from different people, different men. And I never knew why. I never knew why. It was always happening, but it happened more than a handful of times.
A study conducted by the CDC and Kaiser on 17,000 patients, one of the largest conducted on childhood trauma, shows a child who experiences 4 or more traumatic events is 5 times more likely to become an alcoholic, 60% more likely to become obese, and 46 times more to begin using IV drugs, just like Brianna.
PTSD, anxiety, depression, I struggle with all 3 of those.
Her wake-up call came at the age of 26. It was the holidays when the beauty professional says her mother caught her in the act of abusing drugs.
She called me an addict, and it brought me to my knees to hear her call me that.
After stints in and out of rehab, she found sobriety a little more than a year ago.
It's like being high without being high.
Sobriety.
Yeah.
As researchers continue to study connections between trauma and addiction, Brianna offers advice for any addict willing to listen.
Ask for help. Reach out to your family. You can't get sober by yourself.
One more thing.
It is never too late to stop for the last time.
John Salazar, Spectrum News.